Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, you guys. So whatever time you're watching this right now. I'm currently in the park right now, just sitting and reflecting, sitting in the grass at that. Make sure that you guys go and touch some grass today. I know that we've had some really rainy ass days lately. It's been hella foggy, hella gloomy, but the sun is out. I feel like this is the time where everyone should be coming out of their shells. I know that the planets right now are going crazy. We have like 2 different retrogrades going on at the same time. It's Leo season. Like everybody's feeling real bold, real confident, but real chaotic at the same time. But I think right now is a time period where everybody is deciding who they want to be. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this time is calling for a lot of reflection for everybody, especially for the people that are in my life currently. Like, we're all currently, it's kind of wild, we're all currently going through the same shit, just in a different font. Also, if y'all hear commotion, there's like these cute ass little girls like chasing after these visions and feeding them. So if you hear the sound of joy and laughter in my background, then you know. But that's really what I want to focus on right now. I know that right now may be a time period, and even if it's not, that's a great thing too. If right now is a time period for you where there's a lot of introspection, there's a lot of tower moments where pretty much everything just seems to be falling the fuck apart, just know that everything is not falling apart, it's falling together. Things have to be broken down in order to be rebuilt. It's kind of not in your benefit to build something new on top of something that's old. That foundation will never be the same, and it will never hold up to the new floor that you've just added to your building, if you get what I'm trying to say. I feel like a lot of people talk about spirituality and they talk about how great things can be and it's all, you know, smiles and rainbows and happiness and positivity and shit, but nobody talks about the rough times. Nobody talks about when you're in your bed for 2 days straight because you don't know what the fuck to do with your life, when you are stressed out because you have so many responsibilities but you're trying to keep yourself afloat. Nobody talks about the fucking grief of shedding your old self and becoming your new self. No one talks about these things. No one talks about the dark process that happens when you are on your spiritual journey or just living life in period. You don't even have to be spiritual, but I believe that everybody goes through some type of hardship, some type of struggle in their opinion, and I feel like nobody talks about that part of spirituality, or nobody talks about that part of growing and living your life. It's always, you gotta stay positive, you gotta stay positive, you gotta stay positive. But what happens when I can't be positive? What happens when I don't know how to be positive? What happens when I don't want to be positive? There's a lot of times where we just are just not in the mood to tell ourselves, well, yeah, everything is gonna work out, and trust that. Sometimes it's really hard to put your trust in a power greater than you. Whether you call them God, the universe, the creator of all things, whatever the word may be to you, we all can agree in some way, shape, or form, unless you're atheist. And at that point, I don't think I'm your target audience, but I believe that we can all agree that there is other works being at play here, if that makes sense. There's other forces that sometimes have to step in and intervene and give you that strength when you don't have it yourself. We have to always realize, and it always comes down to this, which is why I say always realize, that we cannot do anything by ourselves. Whether it be by ourselves physically, like in this physical plane, as in like we don't have any support system, no friends, no family, no significant others, no nothing. Like we're just raw dogging life. Like whether it be on a physical plane or on a spiritual plane, we believe that we don't need God's help. We don't need the universe to send us signs. We don't need synchronicities. We don't need help from outside of ourselves. We can do it all on our own. We're Mr. or Mrs. Independent. Let me tell y'all, the world will humble you real quick. I just feel like right now is a time period where everyone is starting to realize that. Like, as much as we think that we got it all figured out, no one has it all figured out. Okay? I'm here to tell you, no one has it figured the fuck out. We are all just literally taking it a day by day. Maybe even some of us taking it second by second. Some of us we're not even taking the day. Like, we're just here. We're on vibes. We don't know what the fuck is going on. Trust me, you're not the only person. So I just want y'all to feel safe within your confusion. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to sometimes get doubtful. It's okay to even sometimes get hopeless. It's a part of the human nature. It's a part of life. It's a part of you building up your strength in the first place. You have to get to that point in time where you're like, damn, I gotta just I gotta give everything up to something higher than me. Like, and don't, like, when I say give up, I know that has a negative connotation, but I was talking to my partner about this literally yesterday, and we were just saying, we think that that's where that came from. Like, the term giving up, like, literally, when people say, I give up, they put their hands up, like, I give up. Yeah, you giving it up to God. You giving it up to the man upstairs or the woman upstairs. At that point, you gotta say, nah, I can't do it. Me? It's not gonna happen. But up there, making some shit work. And so I feel like at that point, when you realize there is nothing that you can do, I mean, Solana's mom said it best, or SZA's mom said it best in The End of Control. When you realize that there is nothing else for you to do, when you realize you have done all that you can and all that is needed of you, and things are still seeming like, nah, something gotta give. Like, why is it not changing? Why is nothing happening? Why is anything that I'm planning not coming to fruition? At that point, you gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. And you gotta just sit in that waiting period. And not even a waiting period as in like you're waiting for it to come to you, just that stillness. Sit in that stillness. Because it's in the stillness that you feel literally everything. When you're moving and working and pushing yourself 24/7, you're always in motion. You don't get to stop and see the roses. Like, you don't get to stop and embrace everything that's around you. Like, it's kind of wild how we depend on so many external things, especially in the materialistic world, like money, job, clothing, cars. Like, and don't get me wrong, most of those things that I just named are necessities. So it's not like we don't need to worry about these things, but like, when you die, are you taking all of those things with you? No. Most people are trying to create legacies for the people that they care about. Most people are trying to just take care of the people that are around them right now. Most people are trying to take care of themselves right now. And I understand that. Trust me, I feel you on that. Your basic needs, if y'all have remembered the pyramid of basic needs, I forgot what it was called. I think it was Maslow's. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. In ELA, I learned about the pyramid of basic needs, or the pyramid of needs in every human being, right? And at the very bottom, you have stability. You have the material plane, essentially, which in the spirit world, quote unquote, that's what would be considered the root chakra. Everything that has to do with your foundation, who you are within yourself, your rootedness within your experience, like your basic needs, being able to live, things that help you to experience life, like having clothing, having somewhere to sleep, having things to eat, being taken care of, stuff like that. That is all in your basic needs. That is the very first level. Okay? It's the first level. So yes, I understand the need and the demand, damn near, for us to get our shit together materialistically, but let's also get our shit together spiritually. Let's also tap in with self and with our emotions. Let's tap in with highest self. Let's tap in with God. Let's tap in to that other power that always is there and always helps us whenever we need it. Sometimes you just need to be in the stillness. So if y'all don't take anything from what I say today, just take in this. Sit in your stillness. And I promise you, you will see nothing but motion in your life. And if I'm wrong, do it and come back and prove me wrong. Take your time today. Go outside. Sit in the sun. Sunbathe. Get you a little blanket. If you ain't got no blanket, get you a sheet that you don't care about. Get you a towel. I'm sitting on a plastic bag. Okay? Y'all have no excuse. Go sit outside. Go find you a nice little park. Go find you a nice little greenery area. It don't even gotta be a park. Just go outside and feel the world around you. Experience the world around you. We are more than this device that we're using right now. I promise you, it will be there when you come back. But right now, we gotta tap in with self. There's too much things going on in the world right now for us to not be paying attention to our emotions and to our state of being right now. There's too much things going on. So I need y'all to do a mental check-in with me. How are you feeling? How are you actually feeling? What have been your thought patterns as of lately? How do you feel about yourself? What is your view on yourself and your life and the world around you? What do you want to do today? Like, genuinely speaking, if you have work, I understand. I'm not going to tell you to call out. I mean, if it was me, I would call out, but like, that's just me. I'm not telling y'all to go do that, get that bag. But if you have work, What ways can you implement self-care and self-awareness, really? Because self-care is not just doing face masks at night, okay? No tea, no shade. How do you actually feel? Tap in with yourselves today. If you don't do anything, tap in with yourselves today and really do a mental check-in, an emotional check-in, a spiritual check-in. See how it is that you're feeling about yourself, about the world around you, about the people in your world and your reality, everything. Just do a check-in. Let's just see how we're feeling today. And once you do that, make sure you go get something to eat, make sure you drink water, and make sure you get some rest today. Don't stay up on TikTok scrolling, and don't go doom scrolling on any other app either. Make sure y'all get into bed on a good time tonight, okay? I will talk to y'all in the next video. I love y'all.